maybe not too long.
What up, sports fans all over the world? It's your boy, Mac the Giants fan. I'm here with my guys, the Horsemen, Zion Zenith, Adam Costas, and y'all definitely know NYG, Jeffy T, the wind beneath our wings, the angel always shining that light so brightly down upon all of us. This is the Premium Takes Podcast. Let's go!
Man, oh man, that beats gets me every time. And welcome, guys, to another Friday edition of Premium Takes. Before we begin, I just want to ask my co-host how you guys are doing this week. AC, Adam Costas, how you been? Mac, how you been? Let's start with Adam.
How you doing? I'm good. NFL Combine's here. Excited for the weekend. You guys?
Yeah, I'm good too, man. Just gonna see what these quarterbacks got tomorrow, man. See what it's all about, man. Because I hope the New York Giants is looking in that direction.
Absolutely. And what up, Alex, another member of the Big Blue crew, always staying loyal. Make sure you guys
What's
go
good,
subscribe to
Alex?
his channel, Big Blue Talking in the Bronx. So covers a lot of great things, talking about the New York Giants, breaking things down, flying out to the Senior Bowl, getting exclusive coverage, and the inside about tech. So if you guys make sure you guys go show him some love. Always here to support. Topics for today, guys. We got Elimination
Most
Chamber
definitely.
recap. I'm gonna recap the fight night. Not really recap the fight night, it didn't happen yet, but I'm gonna preview the fight night. Big fight night coming up. We'll talk about that legendary performance by LeBron James. I know these old heads are not gonna like what I'm gonna say, but anyways, that's another time. We're gonna talk about the NFL Combine that's been going on right now. It's going on. Had a good defensive lineman yesterday, some linebackers yesterday. We had some offensive some cornerbacks today and some tight ends today. And then tomorrow is the big day, like Mac just explained. We're going to open discussion about the Giants' future. What is next? What's the next steps to take for the Giants? Kind of ties in with the NFL Combine. And then we'll end the show talking about the defensive and linemen of top 5 of all time, like we have been previewing all the other positions in previous weeks. So I just want to start off with Elimination Chamber because that's the most recent thing that's happened, and then we'll probably get into that whole LeBron James talk. But that being said, we got Elimination Chamber, big event that went down this weekend, Road to WrestleMania, the last premium event of WWE before WrestleMania, and I, as a casual, I absolutely loved it. Yes, it was predictable, like we all talked about last week, but it was a good show. So I'm gonna start at Mac. Mac, what did you feel about Elimination Chamber? This is just an open discussion, so you can talk at your time. Please talk about all the matches, and then pass it over to Adam.
I mean, overall, it was a good show. I mean, good strong show overall over there in Australia. They really gave that crowd a great performance. The crowd was awesome. The crowd was into it the whole way through. I mean, pay per view was dope. I mean, it started off women's elimination chamber match, and it was one of the better women's chamber matches I've ever seen. I mean, it was definitely really great from start to finish. It came down to Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan, which is kind of what people thought, and it could have went either way. And Becky Lynch ended up pulling that thing out, but it was definitely a great match, and they put on a phenomenal performance, and it just opened up things for some more storylines to branch off of it. The tag team championship match was the surprise of the show, in my opinion. I thought that match was super dope. I thought Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne really brought it. They really let people know exactly who they are. I mean, I personally, as a fan, knew exactly who they were already anyway. Like I said, I know the talent those guys possess, and they may be considered right now kind of mid-card talent in the WWE, but they're definitely main event quality performers, and they went out there and they proved it with a great match against the Judgment Day, in which they almost pulled that thing out a couple of different times in that match. It was really a great performance, man, by Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate. They look like a team that's been doing it for years, and yes, they've been friends for many years, but they've never really been a tag team. They've never done a lot of tag team work together, and they really look like a seasoned, well-oiled machine out there. A lot of great tandem work, and it was really smooth, man. It was a great match, and then you got that men's chamber. And the men's chamber match, I tell you, man, that match was a banger, man. It was hard hitting, physical, and these guys really brought it. And got a few new storylines branched off of this too as well. I mean, you got a couple extra WrestleMania matches all happening all within one. The big surprise of AJ Styles storming the cage and destroying LA Knight, setting up for a big probably WrestleMania match between these two. And then also at the end, Logan Paul coming back in and screwing Randy Orton at the end, and pretty much setting the stage for a Logan Paul Randy Orton United States title match at WrestleMania, which might Logan Paul might have bit off a little more than he can chew right now at this point, but we're gonna find out. But it's still it'll be fun to check out, man. You know what I mean? WrestleMania weekend starting to shape up, and then obviously hats off to Drew McIntyre, the winner. And then you got Nia Jax, Rhea Ripley, the main event to show, and there's a lot of controversy here. People thinking, "Oh, why would they main event have this main? Why would they let this be the main event instead of the men's chamber match?" Well, Rhea Ripley's earned this spot. I mean, she hasn't wrestled in front of her Australian crowd in 7 long years. She is now the women's champion, the WWE women's champion. She deserved this moment. People can feel how they want about Nia Jackson, like she shouldn't be main eventing a pay per view, a lot premium event. But at the end of the day, this was about Rhea Ripley. It wasn't about anything else. And Rhea Ripley earned this spot. And it was, and honestly, for what it's worth, it was probably the best damn Nia Jax match I've ever seen anyway. For what it was worth, Nia Jax performed really well in this match, and it was a good, strong performance by both ladies, man. So I definitely take my hats off to them. They put on a good show. It was a banger, and the whole show overall was just a great show for the Australian crowd. They really came out, showed out, man. And we got a little taste of what like those people feel like over there. You know, the roles was reversed this time. The show Australia, so that, it's 6 o'clock p.m. for them, and it was 5 a.m. for us over here in the States, man.
I know your ass was up early calling the damn
and,
thing.
and it was tough. Yeah, I was up during the stream at 5 a.m. and it was tough, man. I ain't gonna lie, it was rough, harder than I thought it would have been. I was exhausted, but at the end of the day, it was fun. And like you said, you get a little taste of what it's like when we're watching our stuff at our normal lines for us, and it's like all kinds of odd hours, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning for them over there. So, you felt it a little bit, but it was still cool. It was definitely a dope show, and it was actually pretty much worth being exhausted while enjoying it.
I love it, love it. That's what you call a premium text, ladies and gentlemen. Adam, what's your thoughts on Elimination Chamber?
Oh, obviously, I didn't have the in-depth watch that he did. I got to see parts of the match and fast forward through most of the shows. I mean, I watched the stuff, but I fast forwarded because, I can't sit there and watch all of it. That it's replay. When it's replayed, it's easier. When it's pay-per-view, you have to watch.
Oh, you watched it live?
No, hell no. I watched it hours later to watch it. And when I had time, I sat down and watched it. Like I said, the Women's Elimination Chamber was interesting because of the characters that were in it. Naomi coming in and kind of, getting eliminated early. That was kind of interesting to see how she got eliminated. And it was just overall a solid showing. I like Liv Morgan. She was one of the X factors. I thought there's always a couple people in an elimination chamber match where you think that they can win. And she's one of those wild cards where if they decide to change it last minute, because even though Vince McMahon is gone, the thinking is still, will they change something at the last minute? So Liv Morgan was there. And then I also liked Raquel Rodriguez. I thought she was interesting being inserted into the match. I was hoping it would be Jade Cargill because I really want to get her. I'm starting to watch AEW again because my network is here that has it now, and I'm trying to catch up with my Dynamites. It's a lot of wrestling to watch. These shows are long.
You know what? Not to interrupt you, Adams. What I do love about AEW, and I don't dabble into it as much as I should, but you can actually catch up without watching pay-per-views, and I love that. And pay-per-views are very far between, and like they're really good. And I know Matt could contest to that because he calls them. But continue.
But the thing about AEW is that it's one of those shows like an old sitcom where you already know the characters, you kind of know what's going on, and you just have to follow that night because they tell the story that night, which leads to bigger pictures. WWE likes to draw the long, drawn out story. AEW likes to give you a story within that 2-hour time frame. That's the difference in how they write, right? They don't really give a shit if you think it's good, they're going to go play it, right? So, but WWE is not the same. But I thought an Elimination Chamber was interesting, like I said. Getting on to the Logan Paul and that Elimination Chamber match. I thought it was cool. I knew who was winning. I knew who was winning out the gate. It was a formality. He had to go through all these guys. There was a couple of guys that I thought maybe Randy Orton could steal the show, and Randy Orton still, I mean, to me, if you like, that's why I like AEW, because they're putting titles on a guy like Sting. If you're there, you're a part of the roster. You should be able to, quote unquote, win a title if you outmaneuver, outsmart your opponent, right? So that's just how I think in my eyes. I'm like, if we're making a television show, why not? I mean, I think even the badass Billy Gunn on AEW has won a tag team title, and he's like 66 years old. So, I mean, they're putting titles on everybody over at AEW. How is it?
Part of the Trios champion right now. He's currently part of the Trios champions right now. He's one third of the Trios champions.
So what does that mean? They get to share the belt?
The 6-man tag. They got a 6-man.
No, it's like New Day, Adam.
Oh.
You know, and New Day was
it's a title for trios. They got a trios.
I'm sorry. I'm so wrong. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Like three people.
If three people can, there's a champion for.
But what I'm saying is like who holds? So he's in the faction with the three guys. They're all three. Do they have three belts?
Yes, that's what Mac is saying.
Yes, they defend the titles in 6-man.
You have to have a
okay. Oh shit! That's
like
dope.
Hey, the three amigos, like for Horsemen, of course.
You see what I mean by AEW? They're just like, yo, they're the back room making up ideas. I'm like, yo, let's make a 6-man tag and make 6 belts. Next thing you know, there's going to be an 8-man tag and then a 10-man. Like they're going to go crazy. But again, finishing up on an Elimination Chamber match, I thought Logan Paul was put in there as a spot person. He delivered on that. He came back in and obviously knocked Randy Orton out. Kevin Owens, I did like a lot, but you're going to probably see Logan Paul and Kevin Owens, get their match at WrestleMania. That's probably what's going to build up with. Bobby Lashley was interesting because I thought it was interesting that one, AJ Styles ran in the ring and got LA Knight, but two, that Bobby Lashley was eliminated first. I thought like, wow, like they're not even pushing this guy anymore, and he was a title holder. He was a guy who held your title, that heavyweight title, for a long time while nobody else was doing it over in the Raw brand. So I thought that he was a wild card. And then, you have what's up, man? Then you have
what's going on, Lou?
Obviously Drew McIntyre winning, which, like I said, has been hinted at. I thought it was a formality in terms of how it went down. And then, of course, the women's title match for me, I need Rhea Ripley to win. And I saw something different in Rhea Ripley. I saw something different as a performer. This is what I needed to see. I think because I don't know if you guys remember, her first title reign was very short, but she lost to Charlotte Flair as a youngin', as a rookie, like 24 years old. I forget what year it was. I think 2018.
She wasn't Gothic yet, right?
Not quite. She was
not as Gothic as she was.
She was still.
Oh, trust me, Lou. We're gonna get to that later on in the show. We're gonna discuss about that, and that's gonna be really, really fun. But Adam, if you want to answer that real fast.
Anyone that's not named Daniel Jones, let's put it to you that way. No, I'm just kidding. If you want my honest opinion, I don't mind J.J. McCarthy or Drake May. So those are my
JJ or Jake as well.
Or Penix Jr. I don't mind him either. Listen, I'll take Bo Nix. Like, my point is that the Giant. Let me finish my WWE point, and we can get to that later. So, like I said, Rhea Ripley, I've grown to like as a performer, as a wrestler. As I'm not, a huge fan of all the female wrestlers, but there are some that always have intrigued me. Raquel Rodriguez, and then now Rhea Ripley. And she's come a long way since being that first women's championship run that she had. Right? She had that short little run and lost the title to Charlotte. I'm like, yo, this girl's got to get burned. And then when she got the title in Judgment Day, I was like, the worst thing they could do is make this a short run for her. And they've made it one of the best runs. Now, I'm not complaining about her the same way I do with Roman Reigns, because she fights her titles. She puts her body on the line. She's there every night, busting her ass, showing up.
Unlike Roman Reigns.
Right. And then like Io Sky, while I like that Io Sky is the champion, listen, let's be honest. Who do you like better, Rhea Ripley?
You guys talked about it last week.
I'm just saying, like, and to have her main event in front of her home crowd, she brought the house down. I mean, there's not that many performers that could do it. Nia Jax, she's got a little nimbler. She's learned a little bit. She's not really the best wrestler. I don't really think she really is much of a performer at all. And to be honest with you, I think she's better off being a jobber or something, or an enforcer mostly. But Rhea Ripley deserves to be in the title. She deserves her WrestleMania moment, and I'm glad that she's going to get that. I don't know who it's going to be against. Oh, Becky Lynch. Excuse me. Sure, I do know who it's going to be. It's going to be against Becky Lynch, which to me is probably going to be a pass the torch kind of match. If that's anything to say, because remember, Becky Lynch was the man, and now Rhea Ripley, I do believe, is taking that mantle. So I don't know if Becky Lynch is going to win this match, but I think that's what you're going to see there. As far as WWE overall, I guess. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't know that it's gonna be a one-on-one match at WrestleMania. There's some things that could take place, man. Some things that could definitely change. I could
Are
see
you
Liv
talking a
Morgan
triple
potentially
threat?
being inserted in that match. I could see Nia Jax also being inserted in that match, up to even maybe a possible fatal four-way, because Nia Jax is still very
Who's that
much
other person,
want
Matt?
to involve herself in the mix, and Liv Morgan is definitely also looking like she's now potentially crossed over the heel status a little bit here. Liv Morgan, like the heel turn might be on the horizon for Liv Morgan. Her and Becky Lynch had a little beef on Monday night as well. So it's some things heating up. So we'll stay tuned for that. We'll see. Man. It might not just be a one-on-one title match at WrestleMania. It might absolutely move up to a triple threat or potentially even a fatal four-way. But we'll see.
Absolutely. And now Ab Kelton, Captain Raphael, co-host of the Combat Club, saying, "Yeah, we
I
can
would
see
love
what
that.
Keith does in
I
LA
would
Knight."
love LA Knight against Gunther. I think that's the title they're going to try to
That's
put
not
on
going to
LA Knight.
happen because
Well, yeah,
that's
he's
not
going to
happening at
go.
WrestleMania.
Well, he's gonna fight AJ Styles. That's what's going to happen. Or if there's not another pay per view to WrestleMania, so we'll see.
A lot could change in the meantime. Go right ahead,
But
Adam, if you want to continue your point.
but Gunther deserves to be in when they go to WrestleMania. He's going to have to pony that title up because I want to see him in the main event picture. That's why I need to. That's why this is why it's so big for me that Roman Reigns loses the title. That even Seth Rollins kind of loses the title. Get some new blood in there. Get some different guys in there. The thing that AEW does, and we can kind of end it here on at least at this point, that differs from WWE is that every night I'm surprised. Every night I'm like, wow, I haven't seen that. Well, every night I'm like, whoa, what are they doing here? Right? Because they just don't care. Now, I sometimes look at it as what I do with WCW or ECW, kind of the B product, because you look at the production value, obviously it's not as clean as the WWE. The colors don't because they have the black ring ropes and everything like that. So when you're looking at it through a TV screen, it kind of blends in with the crowd, so you kind of lose the look. And sometimes, but they're edgier. They not to mention they have my favorite wrestler in their Edge, but they push the envelope more. They're letting guys on the roster do more. And here we are with the WWE, and we have the same champions damn near that we had last year going into WrestleMania this year again. And it's like, and this is if you're going to change title hands and you're going to do a different direction, 40 is it. If Cody doesn't win it now, I don't know what's going to happen. I think it's all but set for him to win. They're making him the face. He's flying all over the country, doing appearances. You're going to have to put some type of title on this guy to give him legitimacy to be the face of your company, because that's what he's doing. He's taking over he's doing what he did in AEW and made himself a main event star at AEW, and now he's coming over here and becoming a bigger star. So that's all I got to say.
I mean, yeah. One more thing, real quick, before we move away from the chamber. Something I forgot to mention when I was talking earlier. The women's chamber match was one thing I didn't bring up, and that was Tiffany Stratton making her debut on
she
on,
was
on
good.
the main card live premium event. Tiffany Stratton asserted herself very well. She was a top talent in the women's division on NXT, and she got the call up to SmackDown, and she really, and it was her first premium live event on the main roster, and she definitely made a name for herself, and she's going to be probably the few looking at the face of the women's division for years to come. You know, I mean, it's not quite her time quite yet, but she's going to be a star.
She'll rise up. She'll get a tag team title. That's what they'll do. You know, because now with the tag teams, you got to make prominent people who you're going, because it's almost like getting a promotion, right? Like you're moving up a ladder. You go from Intercontinental Champion, at least how I grew up watching it, was you were an IC champion. Next step was the World Heavyweight title, and so on and so forth, right? Tag team titles usually are put on people that they can't make a title holder right now because there's too many people at the top. Now you're gonna start to see the women's tag team titles become probably on more and more people that they're going to try to push up the cards. I like the Kabuki Warriors, but again, they don't defend enough for me. They're not. I don't watch enough. I haven't seen them enough on TV, and their matches are kind of fall flat. So we'll see what happens going forward. But I'm the road to WrestleMania for me is ready to go. I'm ready to go build up these storylines. As long as change happens at WrestleMania 40, I'll be happy. It's going to be it's probably going to be monumentous. There's probably going to be so many pops and comebacks, and
I mean, like, you're absolutely right. There is going to be so much pops. I mean, like, look at the main event right now. We got Roman Reigns. We got Cody Rhodes about to finish the story. I mean, like, it's basically about finishing the story everywhere. We got Drew McIntyre. You know, this guy carried the company when there was no fans. The biggest moment when winning the championship in WWE is going out with the fans, having that experience of walking out, hearing the fans cheer your name. They're 50% of what he does. He won the championship, damn near carried the company with damn near LED monitors. So finish the story there. As much as I love you, Seth, finish the story with Drew McIntyre. Let him get his championship as well. If you look at Becky Lynch, if you look at what we're talking about with Rhea Ripley, absolutely lovely. You know, to see the man, a top-notch competitor, her, and I think Adam called this with her winning the man, and me and Mac had Bianca and Mac had Liv, but you seen how it played out, seeing the horde of the competitors.
I called something.
Yeah, you did. I'm super glad that Tiffany and Mac brought up Tiffany, because I was actually gonna get mad at you guys if you guys didn't bring up Tiffany, because good. Tiffany, absolutely, that's the way to take the moment. That's the way to run with the moment. And shout out to Logan Paul. A lot of people doubted him, like, oh, is he serious? Is he not serious? Is he really about this life? I mean, like, he showed you. And shout out to the WWE for giving him the respect. I didn't expect Logan Paul to be there in the last three, for them to write the script that way, and for that storyline to kind of play out. Good performance, good entertainment, absolutely lovely. And
he's taking it serious.
He is taking it serious. And when you go on Peacock or any access that you have to the WWE content, you go watch these behind the scenes. You see CM Punk showing up to the PI and training. And then you see Logan Paul walk in and being at the PI. This guy could be fucking woman in Puerto Rico, but I'm sorry for my French, but he's taking his WWE career serious. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I absolutely love. I grew up,
because to be honest with you,
mm-hmm.
the WWE affords him a lot of opportunities to other audiences he's never been a part of, right? Absolutely. So if he becomes, like, he could be a podcaster, YouTuber, those get you to a certain level. He's probably maxed out that level on that space, right? And now he's pulling in more followers with UFC and things like that. But when you get to WWE, you become a globalized brand. And now you become bigger than life. You'll be in commercials, movies, you become more of an entrepreneur. Like, he's an entrepreneur, already self-made man. What I'm saying is, like, you look at him and the way that they're putting a title on him and the way that he gets a title and defending it in matches like the Elimination Chamber, he has to be serious about that. You're putting your body on the line for this. If you didn't want to be here, they weren't paying you good money, and you didn't think you were going to go on to the next level of whatever it was in his career, like,
they wouldn't write you into the script.
Right. Look at Ronda Rousey. They can't get her off TV fast enough, right? But this guy comes in and does spots with Ricochet jumping across the ring. I've never seen that in my life. He's doing shit off the top of the, cage in Elimination Chamber. He's jumping off ladders. He's putting extreme. He comes and he defends the title more than Roman Reigns defends the title. And this is a guy that's a part-timer. So while, at first I didn't like him because I thought it was going to be a one-off, I'm like, I admire who who he is. We need more heels in the industry. He's a great heel.
Absolutely, and like Triple H said it the best. If the crowd is booing you as loud as they're cheering you, I mean, like one or another. You guys said it best, face and heel. You guys said it perfectly. And shout out to
Dominic
the legend.
Mysterio,
Like that, Dominic Mysterio.
Like that guy's over. Like no matter what you say, that guy's over. He's over in a bad way. Like the gimmick is like he doesn't really talk that much because they hate him. But that's what makes him Dominic Mysterio. If they didn't do that, he would be just Rey Mysterio's son, and he would have been cast off. But
and how hard that is to
get that reaction every night.
To get that reaction every night, but to be a legend's son. I mean, like we'll talk about a little bit later about Bronny Dillon being LeBron James' son and the expectations being so high, and we'll get to that in NBA talk. But at the end of the day, I mean, like you said it perfectly, Adam. And shout out to the legend in Randy Orton. I mean, like that guy literally had me concerned as a casual, like, oh, did they script him to act like that? Is this guy really hurt? You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Randy Orton, absolutely phenomenal performance, and that's a good storyline. And not to drag it on, but I just want to say there ain't no possible way. You guys talked me into it last week. Ain't no possible way there's gonna get that damn thing to Nia Jax. But shout out to Rhea Ripley. I mean, like a long I'm a casual, but I go and I scroll on shorts, and I guess I watch a lot that they're recommending me some WWE shit. So then the algorithm, YouTube will recommend me a thing where Rhea Ripley will come in and as just a young girl just trying to live out her dream, and to see the evolution of her in the past 10 years is absolutely phenomenal, absolutely nuts. So that being said, guys, we are going to move on to our next subject, unless the boys want to say anything last words about Elimination Chamber.
All said
and done. All right, guys, this is going to be a fast topic. We're just going to preview the UFC Fight Night. I know we talked about that earlier on in the week on the Combat Club, but I just want to talk about a little bit on this show as well, because we usually don't talk about fight nights, but I think this is a big one for the UFC in a way of this is a lot of people that is going to be the future of this sport. Every once in a while, the UFC goes through the transition where we see the passing of the gourd. We've seen it with Tito and Chuck and Randy Couture days. Pass the gourd to your GSPs and your Anderson Silvas of the world, and then we've seen them pass the gourd to your John Joneses of the world and stuff like that, and then we've seen them pass the gourd to your Khabibs and your Usmans of the world, and then so on and so forth. And I truly believe that the renaissance of the UFC is entering that realm again, where it is the passing of the gourd, and a lot of these great up and comers that is going to be presented on this fight night is going to be the future. It literally is going to be some of the future of the sport. Starting off with the main event, we got Shamal going against Wojciech. Now, Wojciech is a experienced kickboxer. He has over 87 wins in kickboxing. All of his 13 wins has been by knockout, but when he gets into the top 5 of the division, he loses. That's with his 5 losses. A couple of them early on. He's going against, like we were just talking about, a passing of the gourd, against the guy that is absolutely showing no weaknesses, that is absolutely, in my personal mind, this is his come out party. This is his UFC saying, hey, we're going to put you on the main event. We're going to let you run through this veteran and hype your name up even more to make you a household name. One thing I love about the UFC is how they're so able to, and that's why TKO is fucking amazing, man. You got to think about it, man. They own the WWE and they own the UFC. So when you talk about promotions, those are the I'm sorry, NFL, you may be the best league on the planet because it's closed and soccer may be open. But as far as sports, like the UFC and the WWE is probably some of the best promoters on the planet when it comes to setting up and breaking down and putting on shows week after week after week after week. And they're owned by one same brand. And when you think of a global sport that's dominating as the UFC, I know this ain't cricket and I know this ain't football, aka soccer in America, but the UFC is definitely putting in the work to promote these guys and literally put in all these countries. We just had Spain open up with Ilya winning the title, so absolutely amazing. And Shamal's looking just go one through Wojciech in this one. I see a fast under round 1. It's a heavyweight fight, guys. They're lucky if it goes 2 minutes. But I know Mac as a casual. Before I move on to the next one, I just want to hear his opinion on this main event, being a casual UFC fan.
I mean, I don't really have. I mean, I ain't really got much. To be honest, I don't.
You get not to be.
Really wasn't really. Yeah, I just don't really have much on this right now. I haven't been. I've been
I
kind
feel
of
you. I feel
busy.
you.
I haven't been really getting.
That's fair enough. I just wanted to chime in, not to put you on the spot. I just didn't want to move on without seeing if you had an opinion. But like I said, back as a casual, I know these up and comers. They're not household names yet, guys. They're Mac could probably name some baseball players that I wouldn't know what he's talking about because they really haven't named a name for themselves yet. But this weekend, like I said, this is why I'm talking about it because this is a good time for these guys to come out and make a name for themselves. Tyson Pedro versus Victor. This is going to be a bang. I'm going to move past this one to kind of speed it up, guys. I do want to get to other topics of the show, but we got Muhammad Mogg. I don't even try to pronounce his last name right now, but I'm just gonna say Muhammad. 10-0, 21-0 as an amateur, guys. 21-0 as an amateur, 10-0 as a professional. This is a coming out party for him as well. I mean, like, shout out to Alex Perez though. I mean, like every time this guy gets a fight, something happens. Either his opponent gets injured, either he gets injured, either something else comes up and they have to change the dates. This guy missed. I mean, I don't know how much, but a lot. Let's just click on his name real fast, not to take up too much time. But let's just see every event that got canceled for him. Yeah, that's not him running, guys. It's not people running from him. This is not a Ryan Gall situation. This is not a Leon Edwards situation where nobody wants to fight him. This is just cancel bouts, man. It just kind of sucks. You know what I'm saying? So coming off of 2 losses, they're just feeding him to the young buck, feeding him to the kid, and I know I defend MMA all the time for the best fights, the best. But at the end of the day, there is a bit of grooming, and you do see it. You do see it, and this is the time you see it. This is the time you see the UFC grooming. They don't want to put this kid against the fire as a top 15 contender yet because this kid's young. Literally, this kid he's not even 28 years old yet. He's 23 years old, all right? This kid's young. They're not going to feed him to the fucking lions. They're going to slowly pull him up. Guess what, guys? He's passing every fucking challenge. So feed this kid to the lions. After he ends this fight really fast this weekend, he's probably going to get a top 15 opponent. He's already 8th worldwide at flyweight. Now, people may say, like, well, the flyweights, they kind of don't have a division. Who's there to compete at flyweights? This kid's 28 years old, number 8th in the world, absolutely performing, amazing, amazing. And just count his amateur record, guys. It's not going to show him. Obviously, Tapology is a professional website, but damn near 21-0 as amateur, future of the UFC. Now, guys, we got a banger in this one in Khabib's cousin, Nurmagomedov, Usman, versus God damn it, these Kazakhstan names, versus this guy from Kazakhstan. At the end of the day, though, 16-1 against nothing. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, guys, but against competition that we can't really judge. Absolutely amazing though. 13 wins by knockout, 2 wins by submission, 1 win by decision, guys. But no. Look at these opponents, guys. I love Tapology for this. Get out of the way, ad. We got Fern 1. But who has that guy fought since? 7-7, no name. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, guys, Jan, who has he fought since? You know what I'm saying? Like you go down these guys fight, good guys. Now this sucks. Okay, this sucks, guys, because I'm not trying to diss this guy. This reminds me of Ryan Bader versus John Jones. Reason being is because Ryan Bader was undefeated when he had to fight John Jones. Majority of the MMA community kind of knew that this was going to be whoever won this fight is going to control the future. John Jones won the fight. John Jones is still undefeated after that fight. Besides that no contest, that 1 loss in his record is actually a no contest. But the fight committee of the state don't want to rule it that way. But beyond the point, Ryan Bader went up to do his things too. Now, this guy from Kazakhstan, this is his UFC debut. Shout out to the UFC for respecting him, for thinking, yo, you're stud, bro. We're going to just immediately get you in the ring with Umar. Guys, one-sided fight here. Umar's going to absolutely dominate this guy. There's no way around it. This guy, obviously, this is going to be his 1 loss in a really long time. But after Nurmagomedov dominates him, you know what I'm saying? Nurmagomedov is the future of the sport. He is going to be fighting for the title real soon, guys. Watch out for that bantamweight. Sean O'Malley, watch out for this guy. That being said, though, this guy is gonna be good one day. but it just sucks that you have to premiere the UFC debut against an absolutely killer in Nurmagomedov. And then we got Steve Eggert, absolutely stud, probably going to run through Matt as well. Stay tuned. We got Jared on Discord too. Stay tuned to the Combat Club on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursday nights whenever we find a set day to talk about this. But stay tuned to the Combat Club for more information on the fights. But without further ado, we are going to move on. I know that was long, guys, but I'm going to hold on to the mic for a little bit more because the next topic is going to be NBA talk, and we are going to be talking about LeBron James' historic comeback against the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, I know, let me just start by saying this. There's not going to be a Michael Jordan versus LeBron James debate. If I will be down to maybe debate Adam, because you're mainly a debate guy on the show, but if Mac wants to get in as well, I'll be down to debate Adam, LeBron versus Michael Jordan another day. This is not going to be it, okay? This is going to be respecting what is greatness. When I talk about the NBA, I like to talk about generations. It's hard to me to really pinpoint one specific player that is the greatest of all time. People may say like Bill, maybe Bill Russell wasn't the greatest of all time because he didn't have competition at the time. And I may rebuttal, what the fuck? He won 11 championships. People may be like, oh, Chamberlain doesn't deserve to be in that conversation. What the fuck? He's scoring 100 points, rebounds, and all time. You know what I'm saying? So I like to put it in generations. When it goes into generations like that, you get your Bill Russells of the world. You get your Michael Jordans of the world. Honestly, I put Kobe in a whole other different category. And then you get the LeBron James of the world. Shout out to the GOAT Kobe as is. But he's just in his own field. Kobe just, because when Kobe gets hot, Kobe gets hot. And that leads me to this point. LeBron got hot. This is a guy that literally is down 20. His team is down 21 points against the Clippers, who is hot in the fourth quarter. Now, you keep in mind, the Clippers got Kyrie Leonard. The Clippers got Paul George. The Clippers got James Harden. The Clippers got Westbrook coming off the bench. And repeatedly, over and over again, this guy proves when he wants to get down, when he wants to turn up, he's going to turn up. Now, people may be like, well, LeBron James, he doesn't play that much. He kind of limits restriction. And when he pulls himself out of the game to take a rest. And shit, I would be too if I fucking survived 21 years, won championships for 3 different teams. Shit, I own the fucking NBA. The NBA fucking, I'm not going to be egotistic like that. But at the end of the day, if I'm going to play 30 minutes tonight, I'm going to play 30 minutes tonight. What more do you want from me? This is my fucking 21st team in the fucking year in the league. You know what I'm saying? People are mad, oh, he's not playing as much minutes as Luka. He's not playing as much minutes as Giannis. Giannis and Luka's the future, bro. They're young. They're like fucking 10 years younger than him. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, this guy still showed you that when he needs to turn it up, this guy can turn it up. And that's exactly what he did against the Clippers. And like I said at the beginning, this is not me. This is not old school versus, new school. This is not me like, fuck you, Mac, because you don't watch this NBA nowadays. Your physical punch you in the face sport. This is not it. I just want to ask the boys, what you guys feel about LeBron James coming out down by 21 against the good Clippers team? The Clippers there's only probably 3 teams that's better than the Clippers this year, right now. We will see when it comes playoffs. But Clippers are a top 7 team right now.
I didn't watch it, so I can't really comment.
Basically, down 21, LeBron James said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna take the game into my hands."
Am I impressed about something he's done his entire career? No, I'm not. It's an expectation at this point that he takes over a game. So you told me he took over the fourth quarter. Okay, great. That's what great players do.
Yeah, absolutely, Adam. And the question is to you guys: it's not only good players you're expected to take over the fourth quarter, but what I'm trying to say is the way he did it. It's almost like it's on for my anime fans. It's almost like Goku going into Super Saiyan 3 mode or Ultra Instinct mode. He went into flow state. He went into why Kobe is in a whole other lane, because when Kobe got hot, Ain't no stopping Kobe when Kobe gets hot. LeBron James looked at the clock, said, "Oh, okay," and took it to some of the best players in basketball that tried to combine against him. And that's just my why I wanted to bring this on my topic. This is not a drag on topic. This is just a fast topic. But if you guys have, boys, any thoughts on it, Mac or Adam? If not, we're gonna move on to our next topic.
I told you I didn't really watch it, so it shows you where the interest level is for me.
It's just remind James, once again, reminding the world that I am the best in the world right now doing this. And when I want to do this, I can do it whenever I want to. That's just that reminder, man. It's just that constant. It's just that reminder that you get from him every once in a while that he is the best in the world currently right now doing. I'm not talking about any all-time cases, whatever this and that, but currently right now he's the best in the world. It just is what it is. He is the best in the world. That's reality. Doesn't matter what's going on. Doesn't matter who's been winning the league MVPs the last couple of years, Joker, and then the other guys, Luka, whatever. That's off to him. The best in the world is LeBron James, and that's just what it is. And whenever he wants to take over a game, he can absolutely do it whenever he wants to, because that's the talent
Lakers
of him.
Good this year?
No, the Lakers absolutely suck that year. They might not even make the playoffs.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, now I'm glad that he's still producing at a high level at 30, 39, whatever it is that he's at. So,
absolutely, well said, guys. Well said, Mac. I love the way that you broke it down, and that's absolutely true. And that's why I want to make this a discussion. Is because, like, man, this guy is damn near 39 years old, and you got all these names like Luka, and you got Giannis, and you got Embiid and Jokic, and then people showing up John Morant, people showing up Tyrese Halliburton. Like, everybody's coming for this guy's name and coming for this guy. And at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not trying to say, I'm not like that. We can talk about this another day and age, another debate. But Jordan played 15 seasons and won 6 championships, and everybody worships him. And then LeBron James is playing 21 seasons and able to turn up like this. Like, that's just absolutely incredible. And at his age, like, it's like Tom Brady throwing 500 yards if he was still in the NFL last year. You know, a Peyton Manning at his age having like a 600-yard game. I just absolutely, Max said it perfectly. It's
I know you.
Yeah,
I know you said you didn't want to go into a debate mode, and we don't have to go into debate mode.
We're not. We can say that another time.
But Jordan, like when Jordan did it, it was a different, like I said, a different NBA, a much more physical NBA.
Yes.
He didn't take the nights off. They didn't take nights off just because for rest. You know what I mean? So it was just a lot. It was just a whole. I mean, in today's NBA, Jordan could have survived 21
Definitely
years.
Different.
I believe too.
25 maybe.
It's just not the same thing. Also, just the medical thing too. I mean, Jordan and back in his day, game in the 80s and shit, they didn't have the kind of medical.
Yes, good point.
All that kind of stuff they have now, man. It's just a lot
Stem
of
cells didn't exist yet.
With that,
wasn't even a thought.
You see that in all sports across the board. You see that in all the professional sports across the board. You see a lot longer careers now from star.
I mean, like, I talk about it with these high
stay
school
and
quarterbacks in the next
longer.
generation. Not to cut you off, Mac, but that's why I talk about these quarterbacks in the next generation and why I'm so high on them, because this is not your John Elway generation, guys. These kids are coming out like with the resources ready to fucking go. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I'm worried in the next couple of years, like, all NFL teams may have their fucking quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And these backup quarterbacks might be able to play like.
How did we get there from the NBA?
Because it's the generation of health and research. It's the generation of some of these players are going to outlast. So you see it in all sports. You see it in the UFC. If some of these younger guys in the UFC and these older guys would come back and compete now, at the time they didn't have, I'm going to take you to the hospital, I'm going to fucking, but literally Dana White's telling these fighters, yo, go to Russia, go talk to this guy, or go to China, or get these stem cell research, or get all of this stuff done. You know what I'm saying? Because the technology has increased. So if, say, Michael Jordan was playing in this day and age, his numbers would be increased because he would have the science and
the harder era.
And the health, absolutely, to back it up. And
that's what people don't realize. That's playing in a different era.
That's a good point.
That's harder. That's what I think people.
That's why I didn't want to make it a debate, because
no, I'm not trying to do that. But I'm talking about. You mentioned quarterbacks and things like that. Mm-hmm. I think of LT, right?
Yes.
When you think of greatness, and this is what greatness is to me, is you can play in any era of basketball or NFL and dominate at that point. Mm-hmm. And LT is that guy. He'd be dominating right now in this league. Right now.
Absolutely.
He'd probably getting close to 20 sacks a season. That's how good he was. And he did it in a time in the 80s where they chop blocked you. There was different ways of getting held in the league, right? And he dominated then. Again, you could say it was a harder league to defend in. So then when you talk about a guy like LeBron, who, while is the greatest of his era, would he be able to play in those other eras? And I can't unequivocally say yes to that because of how physical it was in the 80s and 90s, and what I saw from what I've learned about guys like Bird and Magic and those guys. What I'm talking about, those guys kind of revolutionized the NBA as well and got it on the map. But then you have Jordan here who comes in here, and we have this debate all the time. But you look at those three guys I mentioned, they played in an era where, the defense, the guys could lean on you. They're more physical to the rim, right? And that means something now. It does, because when you want to make it video game-ish and you want to make everybody in the NFL now gets 1,000 yards. It's not an accomplishment anymore. It's almost like if you don't get 1,000 yards, you stink, right? Now the barometer is like 1,300 yards. That's the new 1,000 yards.
It's a fast-paced, high-energetic game now. You know what I'm saying?
It's almost inflation in sports. Almost.
Yeah. Well,
right?
in the olden days, I mean, like you have someone literally leaning on you, literally being physical with you. That takes a lot of stamina out of you. So you're not running around all crazy because these guys are literally putting your body weight on you and doing stuff like that, right? And when you come into a day and age where literally they're making
NYG said it for me.
They're making everything fast. They're making everything excited. I mean, like if you look what's going on in the world of cricket, you know what I'm saying? It's like
I'm not trying to hate on LeBron. I'm just trying to be real. I'm just trying to be
5 fucking days. Cricket used to be 5 fucking days, and now cricket is like 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the evolution of sports. And the main point, what we was trying to make in all of this is different generations. And I said it at the beginning of the point.
Well,
you have to say best of generation because
we're talking about
Michael Jordan didn't have the access. Jordan didn't have the access to these treatments that these players are having nowadays.
Michael Jordan it's like the Wayne Gretzky effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I was talking about Wayne Gretzky, my brother said, "Who's one of the greatest athletes of all time?" He said, "Wayne Gretzky." He said, "Why?" He's like, "What he would do is like 99 times harder than what Jordan does." And if he was in the NHL right now, he'd probably be the leading scorer with how much the rules have changed. What we need to look at, and it's something that you're bringing up right now, that's a good thing to talk about, is we have eras of players, right? Eras, whatever, fine. You have to ask yourself if you know, because this is where the studying of the game is and going to learn your history and really trying to get facts. Because if you're stuck from where you are, let's say you're 30 years old, right? And your frame of reference is whenever you came into basketball, let's say early 2000s, right? That's when you came into I came into basketball in the mid 90s, right? So my frame of reference of players and things and culture is different growing up. So then when you get to a certain spot that you're at, you tend to learn about, all right, there's a lot of good players everywhere, but what transcends greatness? Like, for example, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is an any era player. He can be in any era in the NFL. You plug him into the 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever era you want to plug him into, he can play. His game translates like that. That's where I don't believe LeBron James's game translates to. So while he is great for his era and the era of 2003 to now, the 20 years that he's been running the floor, he's been the greatest. I don't think for me, I'm changing the greatest of all time to being the guy who can play in any era of their sport. That's when I'm going to put you in a different echelon. Kobe could do it. Michael could do it. LeBron, I don't know if he's that. I don't know if he could
But when LeBron came in, he was still like, I didn't want to make this a debate, and we can continue this on a little bit more. We can set up a debate for a little bit later. But at the end of the day, LeBron came and transitioned generations. If you think about it, when LeBron James came in the league, he was one of the best players on the Cavaliers. And yes, Richard Jefferson was on the Cavaliers, and Richard Jefferson is one of those old players, and he had a lot of old heads on the Cavaliers. But if you damn near looked at his first 4 seasons, damn near carried that team, and that rookie was that team. The only reason why he left the Cavaliers because he realized that ownership wasn't going to do anything.
Yeah, but you're talking about an easy ass Eastern Conference.
It's not an easy ass Eastern Conference. If you want to think about it, I'm not trying to make this a debate. We can go into this later. We have to
it's hard. It's hard because you keep talking about LeBron James, and the more you keep talking about LeBron James, the more I keep getting more,
That's why I separated
that situation because it doesn't matter to me because LeBron James. I'm sorry, I can't.
I don't really care who the greatest is. That's why I generation it, because Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time in his generation, and LeBron James is the greatest player of all time in his generation. And I'm comfortable saying it. When I was growing up, I was an Allen Iverson fan. If someone asked me who's the greatest player right now, I say Michael Jordan. Even though I was an Allen Iverson fan, Michael Jordan was the best player.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Clearly, even though, but that doesn't take away from the fact the guy was a superstar. And by the way, Allen Iverson can play in any era. Just
absolutely, and I truly believe that LeBron James can. And your opinion may still different, but thank God it's not Russia or North Korea. So let's move on. That being said,
I don't think LeBron James has the chops to play.
I absolutely love it. That being said, we're going to move on here. We're going to have some open discussion about the Combine, ladies and gentlemen. Last 3 discussions, open discussion about the Combine, tying in with open discussion about the New York Giants. A little bit of both, guys. Talk about it. Talk about what you want for the Giants because we're Giants fans and who you want to see at the Combine. And then we'll finish it off with your top 5 defensive linemen of all time. I'll be honest with you guys. I didn't really do my homework for this one, so you guys might have to carry me. I'm just going to name a couple of games, and hopefully you guys will carry me with some old heads as well. But that being said, Combine's going on right now. We had a lot of performers, a lot of people, a lot of these tight ends running really fast, a lot of these edge rushers, doing their things as well. We got a lot of 40 times from these cornerbacks. We have over 10 that is less than 4.38. So that being said, guys, whoever wants to begin, grab the mic. What are you excited about the Combine? What have you seen so far? Who do you want to talk about? Talk about quarterbacks, wide receivers up next. Just NFL open discussion. Let's get it. We'll get some water.
Well, I mean, the Combine to me has been fun. I'm just kind of enjoying learning the players because right now this is where you learn about guys you may not have studied. I mean, some guys are more in depth. They're encyclopedias. They watch college football. They know everybody. But there are some times where you could just sit and watch. So I'll tell you a story. It's funny. This is just happened to me today. So I'm sitting there, and I just turned on the game, the Combine, and they're running the tight ends. And I don't know anything about these tight ends, don't have a book in front of me, don't have any notes whatsoever. Any of these guys, haven't even heard them mentioned. And I see like 3 guys. I just kick a check mark in the box, and I said to myself out loud, I said, oh, I like that Theo Johnson kid. Looks the part. Now, mind you, they're just running routes. I haven't seen the 40 times. I haven't seen any of that. Then they have a Sitton from Kansas State. I'm like, oh, he looks good. They got a kid from Colorado State who was starting to look like a tight end. And then they have like Jeremiah Bell, who is from Florida State. And as I'm listening to these guys run, all of a sudden they're like, yeah, this guy is good. This guy did this. And what I'm trying to get at is sometimes, you can watch and understand who some of these guys are and what you need to look for and how, I'm glad I didn't get to see the 40 time. I got to watch them work out because a few years ago, I was watching the Combine and somebody asked me, what tight end do you like? And I said, well, I like this guy named Daniel Bellinger. And they said, well, why do you like Daniel Bellinger? My answer was simple. When they were doing the one-on-one sled drill, he was the only guy that made the sled move and push it back and threw it to the floor. And I said, this guy's going to be a good blocker in this league. And that was everybody else was extending and pushing and like playing patty cake with the damn fucking drill bag. I was like, okay, here, Theo Johnson, I see him make a catch, and he's Penn State. Doesn't have great numbers. Sometimes the numbers can't be the end-all, be-all, but sometimes the traits pop off the chart, and his traits popped off the chart. 6'7", 4.58 speed. This is a guy I would keep my eye on if I'm a Giant fan. He's a two-way tight end. They compared him to Jimmy Graham in terms of his measurables. You can only hope that he has a career like that, but he's probably going to be a red zone threat. Had a lot of touchdowns in Penn State. And for me, a guy that I think what this team needs is a seam buster. And not to tie it into the Giants, who their tight end that they traded for is now thinking about retirement. So bye-bye, Darren Waller, and we'll get to you in a little bit. But that's the guy I'm looking for. And then Jeremiah Bell, he ran pretty well. And then the kid from Washington, Dope, I think his name is Dope. I could be pronouncing it wrong. I think he's the next guy, Jeremiah Bell. There he is. Delvin Culp. Yes, I was intrigued by his movement as well. Now, I didn't know he ran a 4.47. I was just intrigued by the way he moved.
He was the fastest tight end at the combine.
And again, I don't think the Giants need a guy like that. I think they need more of a guy like the kid from Kansas State, Sitton, I think his name is, or the guy from Ohio State, Culliver. I think those are the kind of tight ends you're looking for. A guy, a red zone threat, a seam buster. Guy's going to get you about 500 to 600 yards, but get you 5 touchdowns, but really be a blocker. And I think what the Giants are going to have to do, and we'll get to some nuggets later, is make it a 2 tight end set, kind of like that, and kind of help their tackles out. And I think that would help them out. But those are a couple of things I saw from the tight ends. Can't really tell you too much about the DBs. Didn't get a chance to watch them. But for me, the real marquee event is Saturday. That's what I'll be looking for. Obviously, all of you guys know why. And I want to just see who's going to rise to the board, because I'm going to give you a couple names right now who might rise up the board. And I'm going to give you some guys I already know that are going to rise, and a couple guys that you might want to keep your eye on, who may rise, may not rise, but have intangibles that might throw well and things like that. So, guy that I like right now is I want to see what Spencer Rattler does. Okay, Spencer Rattler is the most intriguing prospect there is, because he could easily be probably a quarterback one in many other classes, especially what he did. I know obviously he got usurped by Caleb Williams in Oklahoma, but that might be because the offense was run differently in Oklahoma than it was. Lane Kiffin tends to, according to people I've heard from, technically doesn't run a traditional offense with routes and everything like that. Kind of lets the quarterback ad-lib. Spencer Rattler is not necessarily that, but he does have the traits. He was a 5-star recruit coming out of college, so he has the talent. And he was ballyhooed in Oklahoma for a while. Went to South Carolina. They had a good season last year, even though he had a shuffling of the offensive line. A lot of stuff can happen. But Spencer Rattler, I would like to see his stock rise as the combine's throwing. Bo Nix, I want to see what he can do. He's a big guy, and he's a guy that I think there's mixed results about because of his college career. Oh, well, he's played a lot of football. Who gives a shit? The guy threw for 4,500 yards. Now, the guy there's a team Franklin on his, I think it's Troy Franklin on his team who I'd love for the Giants to get their hands on in the second round. He might be a first rounder, but Bo Nix is interesting to see. A guy that I'm interested in seeing down the road is Michael Pratt. He was a sleeper rising from the Senior Bowl. He's got some traits that people love from Tulane. He won some big games at Tulane. Actually, I doubt that. J.J. McCarthy's probably going to be there at 6. But
J.J. I was just about to say J.J.
J.J. McCarthy. The reason I love J.J. McCarthy, and I think the Giants are targeting him, is one. I don't believe Arizona's going to move off. I think they want.
They're drafting Harrison. That's automatic.
I'm not going to say it's automatic, but if they really value Kyler Murray and giving him a weapon, and then LA might be a trade up. There.
Let me just say this, Adam, because it is an open discussion, and Mac, please get in on it anytime you want to. Okay, I just want to say this. I don't want a wide receiver. Okay, say if you don't go quarterback, I honestly think that we're going to trade up to number 3. We need to drop JJ at number 6. Say we don't take a quarterback. I don't want a wide receiver, guys, because honestly, think about it. We still have Robinson. We still have Hyatt. And yes, we do need another one, but wide receiver depth is so huge in this draft that you see all these mocks going after wide receivers. Take Brock. Honestly, you take Brock. I get it. Brock is top 15, But for me, Brock is a top 10, top 5 in other drafts if there wasn't so much quarterbacks. And if you look at the Super Bowl championships in the past couple of years, dynasties, I'm talking about Gronkowski, Travis Kelce, like Brock Bowers is going to be a household name. I was a fanatic about Pitts when he was coming out. I think Brock Bowers is better than Kyle Pitts. Every year I play Madden, I trade for Kyle Pitts and I go off. Next year, I'm having Caleb Williams and having Brock Bowers on my team. And I'm a fan of Dalton Kincaid too. But I think Brock Bowers is going to be a better tight end than Dalton Kincaid. But
Atlanta's going to give up their entire draft to get to number 1.
Every Madden on Zion Zenith's PlayStation 5, Caleb Williams and Brock Bowers is going to be the New York Giants wide receiver, tight end, and quarterback. But just beyond the points. Stop it, this Malik Neighbors. I don't give a fuck. Hyde is going to absolutely have a coming out party in year 2, and Robertson is kind of like a starting
shot. Why not?
So dependable. He's so dependable. Everybody wants this wide receiver, and I just like.
Why wouldn't they draft JJ at 6? I don't understand.
I don't like it. They're like, oh, get a wide receiver and get Bo Nix in a second. But continue.
I don't understand what he means. If he's a
JJ's legit.
If he's the 4th quarterback and he's rising up right now. It's not me telling you this. It's the NFL Network, all the insiders, the reporters, everything.
JJ's gonna be.
He's rising up. So, and there is hearsay that the Giants do like 4 guys in this draft. So why wouldn't they take him at 6? I don't understand this logic. It's funny because I saw something on Twitter where George Young is sitting there and he talked about drafting Phil Simms. And the reporter asked him, well, why did you draft Phil Simms later on in the draft? He goes, because I had a pick. I had my pick at number whatever. So I had an early pick. He's like, my pick wasn't later. So I picked the guy when I had my turn to pick. So my point is, I'm not going to try to wait for McCarthy to trade down and try to get him. I'm not going to worry about trying to trade up and get him. If he's there at 6 and I think he's one of the top quarterbacks, I take him and I run. Like, I don't understand why he wouldn't be there at 6. Like, unless somebody trades up like Atlanta, which I think Atlanta might trade for Justin Fields. And then if that does happen, I don't think there's anybody. I think the Giants.
I think Atlanta is going after Justin Fields right now. The Bears just text the Giants this morning at 8:30 or 10:30 or whatever.
That's been going around for days.
That may have been going around for days, but that's the most recent news we have on it. And honestly, if you look at Atlanta, regardless what anybody says, I hate this fucking fact that people say like me and Miz, we talk on the phone sometimes, and Miz is like, and I'm gonna say his name because I don't want to think anybody is like if I'm gonna diss fucking Miz and I'm close with Miz, I'm gonna diss everybody else, right? Miz is like, we're not that far off, and I hate when Giants fans say that. Because we're not that. What the fuck does that even mean? Look at Atlanta. If you want to say that about Atlanta, congratulations. Say that about Atlanta. Look at Atlanta's roster. Atlanta's roster is a quarterback away, a head coach away from ready to go. The New York Giants are not ready to fucking go. The New York Giants is 2 to 3 years off.
Well,
every realistic fan that says the New York Giants are a couple of pieces away, we're not. We're not a couple of pieces away. If you look at next year's draft, I know I don't get a lot of attention on Twitter because I'm not a Twitter fanatic. I'm not on it all the time. But if you look at the next quarterbacks coming out in the next couple of years, boys, if you look at just this next year alone, guys, there's only one true quarterback that is going to be a number 1 pick, and his name is Sanders. And people may be like Quinn Ewers, and once the circus gets their hands on them, obviously your Quinn Ewers of the world is going to come out. My homie from Mililani, Hawaii, that's just transferred from Oklahoma to Oregon State, and Dylan Gabriel might have a fucking fantastic year. And you're going to start hearing Dylan Gabriel's year. Yeah, I want the Hawaiian to get drafted. I want the Mililani guy to go. But Carson Beck, fucking Drew Atler, Jalen Monroe, like Riley Leonard, like Cam Rising, like respect to all those guys. Those are day 2 and day 3 guys. Like, there's not going to be another quarterback draft until Malik and Manning comes out. Now, Malik might not even start this year because there's other quarterbacks ahead of him, and all these other fucking elite 7 quarterbacks.
Stuff, man.
All these other elite 7 quarterbacks, like NYG. I don't know if you watch Elite 7, but I watch Elite 7. That's high school prospects. I watch these high school prospects go to the fucking college and then transfer. And I'm not trying to judge you or anything. I know you're a fanatic. I know you watch a lot of college ball. But I'm
he
just
said
saying,
they were rated 36 prospects. That's not what
that's
not what the NFL's saying.
From the Elite 7 to college, there's this year and there's 2027. You get your fucking quarterback this year. You don't wait till Arch Manning comes out. You don't wait till fucking Malik Nelson comes out. You get your quarterback this year.
You do it. I mean, I don't think they have a choice to pick a Spencer Rattler. I just don't think you have that choice. And the nuggets that I've heard are the Giants are desperate to get a quarterback.
Daniel Jones is a certified fucking backup.
So my point is that if the NFL, not prognosticators, but NFL circles, and many people in NFL circles are saying that guys like McCarthy and Penix are rising up boards and really going to start to cement themselves. And JJ McCarthy has been said for the past couple months that he might end up in the top 15, top 10 if he blows up the combine with a 40 time and an immaculate throwing reception. Because I'm expecting JJ McCarthy to run a 4.6 and 40. That's what I'm expecting. If he runs anything better than that, guess what?
Adam, we take JJ. He sets the whole fucking season. Let Daniel Jones fucking go do Daniel Jones fucking things, okay? Right. Next year, when we get rid of Daniel Jones, we have so much money, and this team is so set up for the future. That's what people don't understand. Like,
right? No. I got it. I'll let Max speak in a minute. I just want to kind of land my plane. Is what I'm saying. It's like you take JJ McCarthy, right? Let's just play the scenario, right? You take JJ McCarthy, right? The thing that people aren't understanding is, and I'm going to say this right now. And they look at his numbers and they look at like Dane Brugler's 36th ranked players. Quarterbacks are in a different stratosphere because of the position that they play. And he's going to be moving up draft boards just on traits alone. And you want that to happen if you're a Giant fan. He's 6'3", 210 pounds. He's got a rocket arm. He can process pre and post snap. He understands down and distance. He understands awareness, and he's a leader among men. Now, the things that intrigued me about him was one thing he said in an interview was when they asked him about he doesn't have to sit. Listen, he doesn't have to sit the year, or he could sit the year because
JJ will probably beat Daniel Jones out in fucking training camp.
It's not like he has
sitting,
Joe Montana sitting in front of him. Okay, I'm not worried about him. I'm not worried about him sitting a year. He might sit half the season, but let's be real. The guy who's in fucking front of him is not that good. But let me land this before we go off
Giants fans will be fucking chanting JJ. Go ahead and land the fucking plane.
JJ had an interview where he said, and I'm paraphrasing, they asked him in a game against, I think, Ohio State. He's like, well, why'd you throw that ball over there in the end zone? And he goes, well, on film, I saw when the guy 25 drops his head, his back is to the ball, right? His back's to the quarterback, so he doesn't know when the ball's released. So I said, if I see his head turn, I'm throwing it. He said, that guy's head turned, he threw it. And that's exactly what happened in the game that he said in an interview. When he said it, he's like, I know some people, and those are the type of things you can't teach, right? You can't teach. So listen, you don't want to take a quarterback anyway, NYG. So I'm not having a discussion with you anymore about quarterbacks.
Yeah, this is what I'm gonna say real fast though. Really, you landed your fucking plane. I'm gonna start my engines up and then pass it over to Mac. What's the fucking future, guys? What's the future? Yes, take a fucking quarterback and sit in for a year. And I'm not mad at you and NYJ. I'm just hyped up because I mean
Jordan loves that.
So passionate about this team. Let's go back 10 fucking years, shall we?
Pat Mahomes said.
None of these fuckers are good on this fucking team. This guy's injury fucking prone. Shout out OBJ. Where the fuck is these people at? Where the fuck are they at? Where the fuck are these people at? Where the fuck are these people at? What do you want to fucking talk about the future? I'm so fucking mad at Giants fans. Where the fuck is our draft? Can't even pay this guy. Probably won't. What? Our best fucking player will fucking, should we give quickly? What? Where has our drafts been? Literally. Where is these guys? Dexter Lawrence. Andrew Thomas. Out of 150
Good, you don't have to explain yourself. We know your side. We know your side. You don't want to pick a quarterback, you don't want to pick a quarterback. You want to get a lesser receiver where in the history of the NFL, receivers can get found in the second and third round more regularly than quarterbacks. Yeah, let me do the position that's not as good at finding a gem, at finding gems later on. And you're going to give me a couple of fucking gems that were Russell Wilsons of the world and those guys who weren't even the exception. They weren't even the rule. They were the exception to the rule. So It is what.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm.
But
done
Mac,
with this
take
team.
the floor.
Go right ahead, Mac. I had a call from my sister.
No, man. I just look. Tomorrow is a big day. I think for the Giants. Joe Shane. I mean, they really had their eyes on everything going on tomorrow. We already know about the top guys. There's
No.
not really no need to really talk about all of that because the top guys are who the top guys are, man. But at the end of the day, you gotta look at the total, all these quarterbacks tomorrow, man. Because look, Giants sitting at number 6. There's no telling what could happen on draft day. We're talking about obviously the big three. They'll probably be off the board before the Giants pick at number 6.
They didn't even throw it.
But you never
They
know
didn't
who else
there.
might come up. You never know who else might come up and slip up, trade up, get in front of the Giants. Anything can happen on draft day. You just never know what might happen. So what the Giants need to do tomorrow, man, is look at all these quarterbacks, and you might find that hidden gem, that somebody that you will be able to bag later on, that you might have to rely on that, and that might be what you have to end up.
Right, but that should be plan A.
I mean, settling for, but I'm not saying that should be plan A. I'm just saying that's what you got to do right now, because the current state of the situation is we don't know what's going to happen on draft day. We know the Giants sitting at number 6 right now. You're definitely not guaranteed. You're not in a good position to get obviously the Kalen Williams or the Drake Mays of the world. That's just a reality. That's just an absolute reality. So what you need to do is they need to really evaluate these guys, because at the end of the day, Daniel Jones has to go. I'm sorry. That dude, I can't do it. I can't do that again as a fan. To my eyes, I can't see it. I watched a second string and a third string quarterback with all the same things going against them as far as everything else wrong with the team. Hold on, let me finish what I'm saying. Everything going wrong with this damn team. A second string and a third string quarterback completely outperformed QB1. I can't watch that no more. I don't want to see it no more as a fan. I just don't. So everybody that it's like this whole, why are we so worried about a quarterback? I'm not saying a quarterback's going to completely just change everything. The Giants are going to answer all the Giants' prayers, but damn it, it is a start. And it's a start in the right direction. This team needs a leader at that position. And number 8 is not it. Number 8 has worn out his welcome completely right now with this team, man. He's not gonna. You got to at least take that swing, man. You got to take that swing.
Yes.
With a quarterback draft class like this, you got to take the swing, man. And that everybody keeps always says quarterback's the best, the most important position on the field. It's the most important position on your team. Well, then the New York Giants need to address that. They have to address that. They cannot leave this draft without addressing that, and addressing it seriously with someone with potential to be the future at the position.
Right.
And like I said, it might not be one of those top guys at the top end of the draft, but that's why you got to have your scouts. You got to put your scout goggles on, and you got to really dig deep and look at all the intangibles of all of these guys, because you might find that guy that you might find that next, like you said, a Russell Wilson type that falls to that can third or fourth round, that might still be able to come step in, the Dak Prescott, and be the answer. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you got to look at the whole, as a whole perspective, man, the whole thing.
Let me just say something real fast, and I'll give you the mic. Just to respond to NYG. That's why I talked about Miz at the beginning of my point, dog. That's been my energy the whole fucking time. That's not personal to you. February 26th, I can't stand his mocks. The New York fucking trash cans. Like, I've been fucking dissing this. Everybody's happy. It's the draft time. Fuck, dude. What has we done lately? That's my energy the whole fucking time. Just as you had unpopular fucking opinions, I'm not changing up for nobody. That's my fucking energy the whole fucking time, bro. Fucking disgrace. Fucking weak-ass fucking organization. Garbage, trash. Don't tell me that that's not at you, NYG. It's just been my energy about this fucking team. I get it. It's a happy time. It's fucking draft time. Fuck that. Wasted 10 years of my fucking life at this fucking team. Some Giants fans wasted more. I'm tired of this fucking trash cans.
I think the reason why we're passionate about this, and it's not that Spencer Rattler's not going to be good. What I don't understand is how someone can say, well, we'll take a Spencer Rattler in the third round, and Brian Dable and Joe Shea might not have enough time. So then why would I want to take Spencer Rattler? Okay? Why would I do that then? Why would that be the recourse? You just told me they don't have time on their resume to then go, hey, well, let me go take a lesser player that right now to hope that he's good, but I may not have time to develop him. When I can get a guy in McCarthy who doesn't probably need that much developing, but can sit on the bench just because his age allows you to sit on the bench, and you can probably get him without having to give up all the assets that everybody cares about so much. I don't understand why you wouldn't want that. But no, we want to wait and punt and get cute. Now, don't get me wrong. Would I like Michael Penix, Bo Nix, Spencer Rattler, Michael Pratt in the second, third rounds? Yes. That's what I would like those guys, but that's only if you don't get a quarterback in the first 4 or 5 picks. Not to say, hey, listen, hey guys, we got Michael Penix, yeah, because you lucked out. What the fuck if what happens if one of these teams in the mid rounds, the fucking Vikings or these other teams who need quarterbacks, because there's a stretch from Atlanta to about the 20s where there's teams that could obviously pick a quarterback in those mid-teen numbers who could need one. So you hoping that maybe a Spencer Rattler might be there? How do you know teams like to go, shit, let's trade up? Now, if those guys make it to past that, like Bo Nix and
how much top 25 teams did fucking Spencer Rattler beat in his entire college career after he left Alabama too? Maybe. You go look it up.
Right. Seattle hired Washington's OC. You don't think they have intel on Michael Penix Jr.? They may not want
injured
to get
all of his college careers. Injured all of his college careers.
So it doesn't matter. My point is that guys, other teams are going to fall in love with these guys. Don't be that person holding the fucking bag and then get Spencer Rattler or fucking, Sam Hartman or Joe Milton or Andy Austin Reed or whatever bum you come up with and think that he's going to be like, if the Giants come out of this draft with a guy like I like Michael Pratt, but if Michael Pratt is not competing for Daniel Jones' job, then what is he doing here? J.J. McCarthy at 6 is competing with Daniel Jones for his fucking job. And most likely, he's probably going to be the starter when that fucking bum ass backup that they get.
Can you say that again? Because let me repeat it. I'm sorry. Caleb Williams beat him. Drake May beats him, and Jaden Daniels beats him out in training camp. And J.J. McCourtney competes with Daniel Jones. Thank you.
Right. My point is J.J. McCarthy, people are laughing at him and saying, well, why would you? And I think the other argument was, well, you said, why would you take him at 6? And I said, well, what do you mean, why would I take him at 6? You just said you want us to take a quarterback, but you want to take Spencer Rattler because it looks better for you so you can get Neighbors and Rattler. And I'm looking at it like value-wise, I have a chance to get a high-end vehicle or I have a chance to fucking get a Prius. I'm at the end of the day, I'm gonna get a car, but do I want a fucking good car or do I want a fucking shitty rental that they're gonna give me because I happen to luck into it? Worst case scenario is they don't get Spencer, they don't get Rattler's. He fails. What are you gonna do? Go into 2025? Like, this is why we're so passionate about it. I know we're kind of long-winded on in this other position in the draft. That's why tomorrow is so crucial. That's why the rumors that you're hearing right now I've heard from people in Twitter spaces who have said they've heard that the Giants are desperate. They are basically shopping hungry at this draft because they need a quarterback. And it's not because Daniel Jones sucks. So they don't want to talk about his stinky ass playing. It's because he has 3 injuries, 3 major ones. And apparently his throwing motion was affected by his back injury. So I don't know. That's what it's about.
Neck injuries and knee injuries, and that's plagues to quarterbacks. And we've seen some great quarterbacks throughout the game go out to those injuries, right? And NYG, I wasn't trying to get mad at you. I don't know if you came or you came back. Hopefully you got what I'm saying. My passion for the Giants and everything was passion for the Giants. The reason why I brought up, I'm so passionate about it is because I'm tired of. Adam said it perfectly. I'm tired of mediocre shit. I'm tired of it, and on this emotional drama Giants fans. I'm tired of emotional drama Giants fans.
It's not the emotional trauma. We are frustrated. You're acting like Joe Shane's not going to. Joe Shane knows he has to make quarterback. We're telling you that Joe Shane knows that he has to take a quarterback. There are people in the building, Joe Shane and Brian Dable, who want to pick a quarterback. It's not based on fan emotion. It's based on the stupidity of signing the quarterback, Daniel Jones. That's what it's fucking based on.
I tell you what fan emotion is. I watched every single fucking USC game this last 2 years, and I studied up on Caleb Williams before he came to us from Oklahoma. Emotional fans are saying, I don't want Caleb Williams on the Giants because he paints his nails. I don't want Caleb Williams on the Giants because he's crying to his mom because he doesn't have a fucking defense. Like, bro, Caleb Williams is going to do fucking amazing things in the National Football League. Mark my fucking words.
Joe Shane's not going to do anything because of the fan base. But he should, because the fan base knows what the fuck is wrong with this team, or at least some of us do. All right.
Yeah, that's
picking a wide receiver. Picking a wide receiver doesn't do anything. All that does to me is say punt the quarterback and go get a guy like Spencer Rattler, who we don't even know is going to be good enough to make the team. Because if you get a guy in the third round, guess what? That guy is not threatening Daniel Jones' job. He has to outplay Daniel Jones, which isn't going to be hard to do, to be honest with you. But the point is, you bring a J.J. McCarthy at 6, guess what? Bullseye's on your back, Daniel. Checkmate. Like, your move. What are you going to do next? And you know what? Here's my scenario. It's a win-win for the Giants anyways. Guess what? If he gets on the team at 6, J.J. McCarthy, and Daniel Jones balls out, guess what? You get to trade him for a higher draft pick because his salary comes off the books.
Teams want him. That's a fucking win-win.
The worst case scenario is if he breaks his back again, you have a fucking viable option there that can lead your franchise that you don't need to worry about. That's the difference.
Adam, I want to let Mac talk, but bro, doesn't Mac Jones have fucking Daniel Jones numbers? And you don't see fucking Patriots fans saying, we want to keep Mac Jones fucking 2 seasons. Get rid of him. Draft fucking Daniels. You know what I'm saying? It's called winning mentality. Go right ahead, Mac. You think Atlanta's fucking being let's let fucking Spencer stay 1 more fucking year? No, Spencer, you've seen
let Matt go.
Go right ahead, Matt.
It's not that. I don't really got much else to say about it. Just the position needs to be addressed, man. Look, 8 ain't it. 8 ain't it, and it's just time to move on from that right now. That Joe Shane the other day on Big Blue Kickoff Live. I don't know if you
Charlie. Oh, that's awesome.
Charlie put Joe Shane right on the spot. Charlie put Joe Shane right on the spot.
Charlie.
You know what I mean? And Joe Shane, he kind of blew smoke up our asses. I mean, granted, I know you can't get up there and just publicly bash Daniel Jones. Obviously, I know you can't. I know you can't do that. But at the same time, don't blow smoke up our asses either as fans, man. Don't act like I'm fucking stupid. Daniel Jones he sucks. It is what it is. Don't sit here and tell me, oh, Daniels played good and lots of big games for us. What? No, the Minnesota game. Yeah, he did. He played well in the Minnesota wildcard game.
Reference one game.
What other big games has he played in other than the Eagles divisional round game the following week in which he did not play very good in? The
caller asked.
This hasn't. Don't. Yeah, go ahead.
And the thing that I hate the most is this. This is what I hate. The 2 things I'm hating about this Daniel shit is they always give excuses for Daniel, but then throw these quarterbacks under the bus. This Drake May shit. Oh, look at this throw. He can't make this throw. But yet our quarterback, who did nothing to win, who was missing hole shots in open games, you're praising. Everything is an excuse. And I'm just, at this point, that's why I think, and I had this epiphany this morning. I said, the reason why I don't hate Daniel Jones, I just hate this notion that this guy, we can't critique this guy on a normal basis like anybody else. Because the thing that pissed me off about the GM is he can criticize Evan Neal, say he stinks or he needs to get better during the season. But then when it talks about Daniel Jones, it's, we failed him with the offensive line. I failed him for not bringing in playmakers. There were injuries. It's like, when are we just going to call a spade and say, yo, man, the dude ain't good. We got a problem. Let's address it. That's it, period. And they're going to. I do believe so. And, here's what I don't want to happen.
You pay $50 million to a quarterback.
Oh, and somebody said that. The reason
why we need to reset the clock.
Elevate that. But here's the thing. Do not, when we draft this quarterback, because we are going to draft one, probably in the first round, no later than the second in my eyes.
We'll probably trade back up to draft one.
When this quarterback comes in here, do not try to shortchange him. You gave Daniel Jones six fucking years. You're going to give this kid at least 3. At least 3. Drake May is overrated. That's not comparing him to Joe. That's just my evaluation of him. Okay, yeah. All right, man. You also told me Justin Herbert stinks too, so I'll take that into consideration when I'm watching Drake May film.
You know what I'm pissed about? This is what I'm pissed about, and I'm gonna let Matt talk. I'm sorry. Let's move subjects though. This is the Giants' open discussion, and then we'll wrap up the show with our best. This is what I'm mad about. You robbed us Giants fans from Barkley's fucking money that he deserved. What I'm mad about is a lot of Giants fans are saying that you can always take a quarterback in the second round, in the third round. That's how you value the quarterback. If you own the NFL fucking team, you will never make it somewhere. Like at the end of the fucking day, you trade up for the fucking quarterback. You go give heaven and fucking earth to get your guy. If you don't,
how are we impatient?
I'm not impatient.
It's like arguing with the wall, man. We're impatient because we want to win football games. I'm sorry. We want to get quality quarterback play, and you want to get shitty quarterback play hoping that we get Spencer Rattler.
You calling? I'm not. I never really attack you or really say something personal to you, NYG. But this is personal right now. This is personal between me and you. You're calling me impatient when I just say if we get off. I just said a couple months back, I'll pull up your live stream and I'll clip it for you. I said you laughed at me. You fucking laughed at me when I said we get a quarterback this year. We're ready to compete in the Super Bowl in the year 2027. That's the 2026 season, and you fucking laughed at me. You guys laughed because I don't want to fucking wait that long, and you're calling me fucking impatient. Go back and do your fucking research. I'll clip that shit, and I'll come with history. You laughed at me when we was talking about when you was on fucking Bill Belichick coming and being a Giants coach. You laughed at me when I said you get a quarterback this season, you're ready to compete in the Super Bowl in 2027, which makes it the 2026 season. And you call me fucking impatient? I'll clip that. No, bro. I'll drop the fucking link right now. We can talk about the defensive lineman another day. I'll drop the fucking link right now. I'll fucking pull up that video and get to it right now. I'm YouTubing it right now. I'll fucking download that shit too. What quality do you want then? What quality? I'll fucking download that shit right now.
I love how people get mad that you want to get
better.
Bro,
I'll clip that shit right now.
You want to get better at a position. You want to get better at the quarterback position.
There's the fucking link. Come on, bro. Like, I didn't want to test you. I was never attacking you. I was never ever attacking you. If you want to come on, you can come on. Please don't. I'm not even gonna show that shit. But please don't. But I'll literally go to your channel right now and I'll clip that shit. When you guys laughed at me for saying, I want to wait till 2027. But you're a Big Blue Crew member, bro. That's all love. I want to do that to you.
But to put a bow on it is this. I don't know why people want to trade back to get the quarterback. Just get the guy, move on. You can't talk out of both sides. You can't say they don't have time to develop a guy and then you want to take a guy in the third round. That makes no sense to me. That who has the better traits? The guys who are destined to be first round picks. And according to people who actually get paid a living to do this, Drake May is number 2 on many people's boards in terms of quarterbacks coming off the board. So we can call him overrated all we want. We could throw up his highlights all we want. These kids haven't played down in the NFL. We still don't know what they're going to be. At the end of the day, for the Giants, there are 8 guys in this draft that I want. There are 5 guys that you could probably have in the first round. You should come away with one of those 5 guys, period. So, anyways, Mac, looks like...
Go ahead, Mac. Sorry about that. I love you, NYG. I'm not mad at you or anything like that, but trust me, don't say I'm impatient because I've been winning 12 fucking years.
Max, I got nothing else about this, man.
So let's go to the 5 guys then.
Let's get it on to the 5 guys. Absolutely.
And we'll wrap up the show.
There's NYG. Let's have him say something. What's up, NYG? Let's get it. We was gonna move on. Didn't know if he was gonna show up. Nothing against you, bro. Honestly, it's all love. It's the member of Big Blue Crew. Make sure you guys go subscribe to him. But yeah, the mic is yours, bro. If you want to get into this, I really didn't want to. I have nothing but respect for you, bro, and your unpopular opinions. I love your branding. It's absolutely fucking amazing. It gets me riled up sometimes, but never ever mentally attacking you as a person. But I'm impatient as a Giants fan, and maybe I am because I'm tired of mediocre shit for the last 12 fucking seasons. But I can pull up that stream if you want me to. I'm on your channel right now. I'm just going to your videos and looking for it.
Zion, let me tell you something, man.
Go ahead, bro.
When you could talk all that sports shit you want to.
Go ahead. I don't know it all.
But when you talking about pulling up people's streams and clipping shit and doing all this shit, that's funny to me. That's point number one.
Everybody says it, bro.
That's real funny. That's a funny style type shit to me.
You know what?
I'm a real street nigga, bro.
Street. Yeah.
Honestly, yo.
Guess what? This is the internet. So you can.
I know it's the internet. I know what it is.
Are we having a point?
I know the space we're in. And we're very aware of that.
Okay, I know some family too. At the end of the day, this is man to man. Before you came on, I had nothing but respect to you, and I still do. Before you even started fucking talking, don't pull up street shit. Don't pull up street shit. Okay? Don't you ever pull up street shit.
You said you was going to clip my video, bro. And I'm telling you, like a man, that's some hoe shit. That's what I'm telling you. That's some hoe shit.
You know how much people say they're going to clip the history? Max said pull up the history. Adam said pull up the history. Every time we talk on premium takes, Max said pull up the history. Go look at fucking Michigan. Go look at when I said fucking he was gonna win the defensive players of the year. Pulling up history.
And I'm telling you, pull it up. If you want to, pull it up, because it don't exist, bro. I've been consistent with my takes the whole fucking time I've been on YouTube.
But this is not me embarrassing you or putting you on the spot. This is me responding to you saying that I'm an impatient fan when you guys was laughing at me when I said that we can win in 2027. And you specifically said you don't want to wait till 2027. And why would I embarrass you? Or why would I waste the time? And literally, I'm mad right now because you think that fucking, like, literally, bro, let me really, you want me to go to that Bill Belichick stream? You really want me to do that? Because I just said before you came on that I'm not going to do that. But you really want me to go back and fucking do that, bro? Like, come on, it's on your fucking channel.
I don't care. Look, bro, you said, hold up. You said, first of all, you said the whole point of the matter was that, hold up. The whole point was when Adam said, we don't want to give the QB time like we gave Daniel Jones time. And I said, we're the ones that's impatient. If you're saying we were patient with Daniel Jones, why wouldn't we be impatient? Why wouldn't we be patient with the next motherfucker? That's my whole argument. And I said, and then hold up. And I said, and can I talk for a couple of minutes? And I said, look, that's why I call you guys impatient, because you guys are the ones that's so trigger happy.
What are you talking about?
That's all I'm saying. And that was the whole argument. And you talking about clipping people's videos about some shit in 2027? That's weird. Get the fuck out of here, man.
That's not weird about calling history. Every fucking podcast does that.
It's called receipts. If he wants to bring,
it's called receipts. But what the fuck are you talking about?
If you're worried about it being brought up, then you don't want the receipt to be brought up. If you don't care,
I don't care. It doesn't. It's irrelevant to the argument. It's irrelevant to the argument.
I said something about Giants fans and you fucking took it personal. Before I said my fucking take, I said I talked to Miz on the phone almost every fucking week, and I dissed fucking Miz in my fucking point, and I dissed all Giants fans in my fucking point. I wasn't talking about fucking you. I revealed my YouTube and showed you my fucking attitude. That was never personal on you. So don't ever come on here, bring up street motherfucking shit. Bring up real motherfucking shit. God strike me dead right now. Catch me out fucking side. Bullshit. Motherfucking lead. Catch me out fucking side. Catch me. Lead ass motherfuckers from the US. Catch me outside. Motherfucker.
You want to, bro? For real, bro.
Listen,
but I didn't come up here for no. I didn't come up here for that. I didn't come up here for that. I came up here to talk sports, bro.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm rebuttaling what you said.
I came up here to talk sports.
Listen. I'm rebuttaling what you said about the impatientness.
All right.
No, it's people on the other side. What I'm saying is, if you are going to be a person who, when they do draft that quarterback, that if he
internet, and I bet you, hold up, I bet you NYG's a real motherfucker, Lou's a real motherfucker, Pat's a real motherfucker. But bro, we know that. We fucking know that. We know how gangster you guys are. Obviously, I wouldn't fuck with you guys. I would still fuck with you guys because I have some nerd friends. But honestly, bro, like, love NYG. That's love, cuz. Like, I fucking love the Big Blue Crew. I ain't mad at you guys. But honestly, bro, street shit, don't come at me with street shit, bro. This is a sports club, Pat. I'll bring the gloves. If I come up to Detroit, we can box it up. But I don't want to box it up, bro. I have love for you, but don't come in street fucking shit. Street, don't do that shit. It's not a mafia podcast. There's not a fucking Disciple Kings podcast, a fucking the M13 fucking podcast, a fucking Disciples fucking podcast, or where the fuck Crips and Bloods, fucking leprechauns. You know what I'm saying? I got family in the hood. I got family in fucking Los Angeles, in Compton, in South Central. I got fucking some people I know in Inglewood, not fucking California, Inglewood. And it's not me talking gangster over the internet. I don't talk that shit. Because there's no reason for that shit. It's a fucking sports point. What the fuck, dude? I'm out. The fuck, dude? You guys have.
Well, I was going to rebuttal your point by saying this. Yes, I don't want to hear the impatientness with this kid, because if he stinks after year one and everyone's like, oh, he stinks. No, because we gave Daniel Jones 6 years and he stunk for 6 years. So I'm going to give this kid at least 3 years to get his sea legs about him before I judge him the same way. At the same time, I gave Daniel Jones 3 years. And then I said, this guy is no good, and threw him out. That's what I did. But people wanted to keep harping on him. All I'm saying is if we draft a quarterback, and you're saying about being patient, I'm not impatient. That's exactly what I said. I'm giving the kid time to see if he is the guy. That's not being impatient. That's being patient. What's being impatient is what people are going to do when this kid is drafted. And it's going to be, oh, well, he threw an interception. Oh, he stinks. Oh, he needs to be this. Oh, he needs to be that. And you need to let the guy evolve in the NFL. And we don't do that anymore. We expect the guy to either come out the gate fast, or if he comes out the gate and sucks, he stinks automatically. And we need to let kids develop, because sometimes people actually do learn from their mistakes, right? So I'm going to give Brian Daboll, if he's here, which I think he will be if he drafts a quarterback at 6, time to develop a quarterback that has great traits that J.J. McCarthy would have. Now, I don't think the idea of drafting a quarterback in the 3rd round, if you guys think this guy has a short leash, is the way to go in my eyes. If I have a short leash, I'm going to go down with my guy, which Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen have specifically said that they are interested in a quarterback, and that's coming out from Giant camp themselves, because of the Civil War. They want their guy. So if I am them and I'm going to get fired, there's no way I'm going to roll out with Spencer Rattler, because God forbid that guy falls on his face. There's no clout. There's no, hey, we're going to develop it. There's nothing. You're going to be dead in the water. It's better than not having nobody, but I'd rather have somebody who's in the top, who's being considered a 1st-round pick, who's being considered in the top 10 right now, and who after tomorrow may elevate himself into the top 5 category and top 10 category.
I don't think J.J. McCarthy is a top 10 pick.
That's you.
And if I can clarify, if you want me to, the reason I don't think he's a top 10 pick is because a top 10 pick, you want somebody that's going to come in there and have an immediate impact. And I don't think J.J. McCarthy is going to have that immediate impact, because I think the kid needs time to develop.
But the thing
he really does.
The Giants have time. See, the thing is this. If he's coming in, and the Giants have even said this, that they might let the kid sit. If you're saying to me right now, which most people are saying, that Daniel Jones is your starter, right? J.J. McCarthy makes perfect sense.
The Giants are saying that. It's not most people. It's the Giants.
Whatever. Most people are saying it. I didn't misspeak, okay? most people are saying, I don't believe he should be the starter. I don't think he should ever touch the football field again. But that's just me. J.J. McCarthy comes in at 6.
Do you think Daniel Jones is the worst quarterback in the NFL?
No, I don't think he's the worst quarterback in the NFL. He just doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of sounds like you do.
There's Desmond Miller still. Hey, that's Desmond Miller, dude. He kind of sucks too, though.
But I mean,
is he the worst quarterback in the NFL? Just say it. He is.
He stinks. In my eyes, he's not the worst quarterback in the NFL, but he's not top 15.
I'm not here to defend Daniel Jones. I just want to know.
What do you care about my feelings on Daniel Jones? That's a move.
Well, because if he's the worst quarterback, you asked me a question.
I didn't ask you a question. I was telling you my statement before you interrupted me. That's how that worked. Okay, I was telling you J.J. McCarthy, and you just said that he needs time to develop. I was about to get there until you started speaking up and asking me questions about whether or not I like Daniel Jones and if he's the worst quarterback. That's irrelevant to the point. The point is if Daniel Jones is your starter, you can sit J.J. McCarthy because he's going to be your starter. And then as the season progresses, whether you win or lose, you can either get him in and incorporate him. And you have Brian Dable, who are coaches, to get the best out of him. So, yeah, he has time. He does not going to probably need as much time as you think he needs because you think that he's on this learning curve for whatever reason. But he is a lot further ahead than you think, and I think he has a lot more traits than you think, and I don't think he'll need that much time. But in the situation, in terms of age, 21 years old, he'll be young. You won't have to spend that much time with him. Daniel Jones can take the beatings. That's how you can do that with J.J. McCarthy. Even though he comes at a 6, he doesn't necessarily have to start. But but at the end of the day, I think he's going to beat Daniel Jones. But you can.
They all come out like C.J. Stroud, right?
They don't all come out like C.J. Stroud. Damn, man. This is your problem, yo. You just think everything is a litmus test. No, not they're all going to develop. My point is, if he's struggling, which he's supposed to, am I throwing out fucking Young with the Panthers? No, I'm not. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that he's a rookie and he's going to get better. And I saw some things that I liked about him, so I'm going to give him a chance. That's what you do. You don't just throw him out with the bathwater. Do I expect him to be C.J. Stroud? No. I don't even expect him to be Justin Herbert, who had a fucking great year his rookie year. But I don't expect him to be that. I don't expect him to blow doors off. I expect him to progress in the right direction going forward. That's what I expect to do, okay? If he starts, okay? I'm not looking for him to be a world beater. I'm looking for him to move the offense. You think that he can't play as good as Daniel Jones did in 2022? Give me a break. Any quarterback can do that. You give a guy with talent, he can actually do that. The traits are there for McCarthy. He can roll out. He runs. He's got a rocket arm. He can make all the throws. Okay? He's got great processing, pre and post snap. That's Daniel Jones' struggle. He can't post.
This is what I have to say about it too, Adam. Like, I truly think, in my personal opinion, thank God for America. I know I get excited as Giants fans, and we're so passionate about this team. But thank God that we don't live in North Korea or Russia, where we're valid to have an opinion. Let me sit up. I'm just getting lazy watching Combine, replaying it. But that being said, like, here's the thing, guys. Like, move
on to our top 5.
Like, we're gonna move on to our top 5, but here's the thing, and I'm glad because I want to see MIG's top 5 too. He's a Giants fan. He's an NFL fan for a long time as well. Here's the thing, though. I truly rank these quarterbacks as Caleb Williams number 1, Drake May number 2, really close. Jaden Daniels number 3. A lot of people would put in number 2, totally understand. And JJ McCourtney right there as number 4. Now, would I be opposed if someone said, like, we don't move up and we take Brock, or even, fuck it, we take Neighbors, okay? And we get a Penix Jr. or we get at Bo Nix in the second round, because I truly believe that they are ranked in the second round. And a lot of the times the Giants put, like, 9 out of the 10 times the Giants are not going to wait. So they'll probably move up and trade back into the first and get your Bo Nix or the Penix Jr. because they'll be worried about other teams maybe wanted to jump up and take them early. I won't be opposed to that. And
but when I said that, though, bro, y'all sit up here cursing me the fuck out.
I didn't curse you out.
That's exactly what I said. That's exactly the video I made. No.
Hold up. I said that because
that's exactly what I said. No, now y'all piss me off.
Oh my God!
Look, you don't want to trade up assets, but then you want to trade up assets in the back end to get a quarterback. So I can't do it in the top 10. That's not acceptable.
Bro, you're giving. You act like it.
What do you think you're giving up to get up?
Let me finish my point. My point was, I understand the reason why I brought that up is I didn't watch that video, But I watched the debate. I watched the debate when I was live. I know you can bring yourself on. I just bought you guys off. Yeah, I watched the debate when I was live at my babysitting at my sister's house between you and NYG, and I understand that debate, guys. I really do. I understand the reason why I'm really so forth of if that happens, I'm okay. I'm settled. I'm a Giants fan to the end. But at the end of the day, guys, I truly think that the 4 quarterbacks that I truly mentioned is just better than your Bo Nix and better than your Michael Penix. So I honestly think when you talk about evaluating a position, like it's not the wide receiver position, it's not even the left tackle or the edge rusher. It's the quarterback that touches the football every fucking time. So why not just fucking just go get the guy that you want? You know what I'm saying? And then
but what you're arguing is you guys are arguing backwards. You're not arguing against my point. You're arguing against somebody else's point. That's why this shit don't go nowhere. You're saying, oh, why not just get the quarterback? I'm telling you to get the fucking quarterback if you let me speak for 2 fucking minutes.
Don't be coming on here.
I can tell you.
See ya. Bye.
I can tell you because you guys are starting.
Take a chill pill, bro. Relax. Have your point. We'll give you the floor. But you don't need to be cursing.
Yeah, I cursed. He's fine.
It's fine.
He's been cursing the whole damn stream.
It's human.
He's cursing at me. Like, say your piece.
Adam,
y'all crazy as hell.
You can't tell him not to get excited, and I'm getting him excited. Honestly,
he said no curse. Zion is dropping F-bombs for like 3 hours, but you got it though. Look, man, I'm not saying don't take the quarterback. I'm just saying don't trade up to number 6. I mean, don't trade up and go get the quarterback. That's all I've been arguing with y'all about.
Let me ask you this question. You were just saying that you don't mind having our team trade up into the back end to take Michael Penix Jr. Is that
because it's not going to cost you that much. Okay. You could probably take a 4th or 5th, and maybe a future 2nd
to get up there, buddy,
or something like that.
It ain't
going to cost you no first. It ain't you not going to mortgage your future like that.
What future? What future do we have? The Giants have nobody on the team. You act like we have a fucking future. What future are we mortgaging? Who are we getting next year?
You don't care about Dexter Lawrence's future? You don't care about Andrew Thomas? You don't care about any of the other players on the team? Like, you really don't. Like, Jesus.
I do. That's why I want to get a quarterback so I can get it started instead of.
You said what future is there to mortgage? I'm telling you, we have a solid roster.
Listen, we already had this debate, all right? In 2004, if you forgot, maybe it blocked your memory, the Giants went up and got a quarterback. In 2005, they didn't have a first-round pick. They signed three free agents, 3 big-time free agents, and some other free agents. Drafted Corey Webster, drafted Justin Tuck, drafted Brandon fucking Jacobs, and drafted some guy named Eric Moore. Okay? In 2005, they went to the playoffs. They're not going to be crippled when they do that. The Giants go up to 3. They're not going to be crippled, my friend. They have more cap space next year where they can fill in the fucking blanks. You act like if they trade up and get a quarterback, oh my God, the Giants won't be able to make any moves, guys. What will we fucking do when free agency happens before the season? Give me a break. That's what I'm telling you about. That's what you're not seeing. You're like, oh my God, you're going to trade the future. The fucking Rams are still afloat. They went to the playoffs. They traded their future, got a Super Bowl ring, was down one season, and then went to the playoffs this year. Don't give me this mortgage the fucking future when the Giants have no future. We have had no future for fucking 10 years, and you're worried about draft picks that you have no idea what they're going to hit on. Give me a break. I didn't say trade Dexter Lawrence. I'm trying to get that motherfucker a championship faster than waiting on a quarterback and building a team up and hoping to get the guy. I want to get the guy in here now. Let's get talent and let's get this fucking shit rolling. That's what I want to do. I don't want to sit back and relax and hope that I'm the fucking 49ers because they lucked into a quarterback who they had to draft 3 times.
The 49ers, good example.
Who lucked into a quarterback. That wasn't plan A, was it?
Luck. Now it's luck now, right? Now
okay. Yeah.
It's luck now, right?
Yeah. Let me break it down for you. They had Jimmy Garoppolo. They had Trey Lance who they drafted, and then they took a flyer on the 7th round pick. That doesn't sound like a fucking plan to me. You know what that sounds like? The first guy gets injured, the second guy gets injured. Up, we've got Brock Purdy, who happens to be decent on our team. That wasn't the fucking plan. I don't think that was the plan when they sat down and hashed it out. Hey, you know what? I'm going to take Mr. Irrelevant and be relevant. That's what I'm going to do. That's not the fucking plan. You can try to cite it as one, but that's not the plan. You can tell me about Russell Wilson. That wasn't the plan either. You can tell me about Dak Prescott. That wasn't the plan either. You can tell me about Jake Delhomme. Where did that lead that guy? You can tell me about all those stories. The reason you go get a quarterback and the reason the NFL is fawning over quarterbacks is because it's a quarterback-driven league. Look at the entire AFC. They got 12 first-round picks on fucking 12 out of those 16 teams. 12.
And who wins it? One quarterback. One of them wins it every year. One of them. And it's Mahomes, and the rest of them don't matter how good they are because they ain't winning shit. So stop playing. Now in the NFC, you actually have a chance if you can build a team to beat.
We suck. That's why we suck. That's your point is they don't win. Mahomes is the best. The Mahomes is the best guy on the fucking
bro.
You don't think that the Bills have a chance to go to the Super Bowl every year? You don't think that that's what they're feeling? Don't you want to feel that way? No, you want to build a team and hope I get there. And
bro, you styles make fights. You don't understand what's going on in the NFL.
I see what's going on. You don't
understand. My God, bro! If you're gonna keep talking, I don't need to be on the show, bro. You're fucking. You guys will not let me.
No, yeah. We're gonna let MIG. Hold on, Adam. We're gonna let MIG make his point because yes, there has been a whole lot of over talking each other, and I don't
care. It's our show. He came on to dispute a point about.
He came on because I got mad and I got emotional and I said,
that's your fault for bringing him on. Then you got emotional,
and I take responsibility for that. But what I'm saying,
now we're getting fucking yelled at on our show about.
I'm just saying, let's let him clearly get his point across for
because
the
he wants to tell me about the 49ers.
For the viewers, Adam, it's for the content, Adam. It's for the content, my man. It's for the content. Go ahead, Ed. Go ahead, EDD. It's called him Ed. Go ahead, MG.
Look, man, like I said about the whole quarterback situation is you're telling me exactly what I'm saying, but you're trying to say it in a different fucking way. And all I'm saying is that if you build a team like the 49ers, okay.
Build the team.
Okay. Well, the 49ers did build a team. Okay. The Eagles built a fucking team. The Dallas Cowboys built a fucking team. These guys don't have no fucking standout fucking quarterbacks. But guess what? If I'm out, man. Man, fuck this shit, bro. Y'all disrespecting me, yo.
No.
So I'm just saying, see ya. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and you're going to tell me that that's the plan. That's not. I'm sorry. You're trying to justify a point that
give the mic to Mac after because he didn't say anything. And we'll move on.
This took too long. This never should have gotten to this point, and it never should have happened. Because what the end of the day is, that's your opinion. But you just said that you would rather trade up assets to go get a quarterback in the first round, but not trade up assets to possibly get to 3, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard because you're worried about the fucking future. It's dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb to me, especially when the Giants have done it in their history. You're not going to sit there. Then you're not going to sit there and talk on the other end of me and say Brock Purdy was the fucking plan for the 49ers when they clearly built a team around Jimmy Garoppolo and then lost and traded up to get Trey Lance because they didn't like Jimmy Garoppolo and they drafted this team. And then you're going to tell me that they built a team around in Philadelphia. They drafted a quarterback in the second round because they had no idea if Carson Wentz was going to be there, and he wasn't the plan. And then all of a sudden they brought him in, and he went to the Super Bowl. So enough is enough. Mac, you have the floor. Mac's left. I don't blame him. Because this shit got out of hand. This shouldn't have been this way. We shouldn't be on this fucking stream arguing about streams. People shouldn't be fighting with each other over fucking football because they have a difference of a fucking opinion.
I'm over this for the night right now. So let's move on to whatever else we're gonna do and get ready to wrap it up or whatever we're gonna do.
I say we just close out the show.
sorry that it got out of hand, guys. We're probably just gonna end the show right there. Hopefully, you guys, enjoyed the content. But back over to you, Mac. Let's just end the show right now. All right, sorry, after you.
It's been another edition of the Premium Taste Podcast. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless everybody. Good night, man. Throw them fours up for my boy NYG Jeffy T one time before you go. And we'll see y'all next week, man. Peace.